everyone, it's Tiffany from Journey to a Better You with a quick vlog. It is Sunday, March the 5th, and I am just leaving church, okay? I have not been back to church since before the pandemic, so I cannot blame it on the pandemic, like physically in the building to church. I've been watching church online here and there, but I haven't physically been in a building. And let me tell you how much I needed to be in the house of the Lord today. I really needed it. I think I've been like battling a few things internally lately. And I felt like I have gotten away from leaning on God to guide me. Sometimes I've taken it into my own hands to guide myself. Or maybe sometimes listen to other people. That doesn't really happen that much because I'm one of those people that I'm always my own plan B. So I don't like ever feeling like if something didn't go the right way that I would have a problem with it because I listened to somebody else. So for the most part, I've been feeling like I have gotten away from my spiritual center, and it has caused some internal turmoil inside of me. I feel like I sometimes am all over the place. I don't know how to deal with some of the stressors in my life. I've allowed them to just affect me and my body, my mind, and my spirit in ways that I normally would not have done so in the past when I was truly connected to God. So I really needed to go to church today. There's just nothing like let me just back up. I needed to go to church. I do know, and I'm fully aware that you are the church. But there is nothing like being in the presence of a body of believers, okay, that can get your spirit right. When you are surrounded by people that are able to encourage, uplift, and support you, especially if you're the type of person that does that for people already, sometimes you have to get your own refill, and my refill is my spiritual refill that actually helps me deal with the things that, like I said, I haven't really been able to deal with in my own, or on my own, should I say. So I really needed to be in church today, and I'm going to tell you how I know that God guides me even when I've gone astray. When I walked into the church, before I walked into the church, on my way to church, of course, I was listening to some praise and worship music, and I was praying on my way to church. And the things that I was pouring out to God for, I know that He already knows. However, I needed to say it. I needed to express exactly what needed to be said. So that I did. And I felt much better. It was like a release for me. Now, just a little background on why I'm feeling like I'm feeling. I feel like I'm so discombobulated at times. Maybe some stressors from work, stressors from school, and just other stressors, just the normal stuff that people deal with on a daily. Nothing really about my situation is something that someone else hasn't gone through. And I'm gonna throw this in here. Yesterday I had a conversation with my husband, and sometimes we do things or we say things that it's just a habit for us. We're not really used to how should I say this? We're not really used to having a light shown or shined on the areas of ourselves that we are really not the best in. And just sitting and listening to some of the things that he said made me realize that some of the issues I was having really predates him. So I'm thankful that he takes the time to really listen and kind of analyze what is going on with inside me and is able to console me. I feel protected in my vulnerable moments, and I felt like the things that he said, it brought me back to a place that I was like, you know what, this isn't something that just happened. This is something that's been going on, and at the end of the day, I am responsible for doing something about it. And I feel like I needed to go to church, because that was one of the things that I feel like I've not been I feel like that's one of the areas that I've not really been fully connected to. So when I walked into the church, they were singing "It Is Well." And when I tell you that it touched my soul, because remember I told you on my way to work I was listening to praise and worship music, but I also was praying, and it was like that was confirmation for me that what I was saying, what I was feeling, and what I wanted to do to change that situation, God was listening. And the sermon was about the pouring out of God's Spirit onto you. And I needed that. I'm just going to say that I needed that. In that moment, I needed God to pour out His Spirit onto me and to make it fully clear to me that He has not left me nor forsaken me. I know that we say that, but it's totally different when you actually feel that He has not left you nor forsaken you. That even in your moments of trials, even in your moments of turmoil, even in just those moments that you feel like you're alone in your thinking, because you can still be and feel alone even when you're surrounded by many people. I felt like in that moment when I heard that song that He was welcoming me back into His presence. Not that He left me, but that I left Him. And in my prayer, it was, a portion of it was about me getting back into God's presence, because I always felt like when I felt like I was in His presence, I was protected on another level. I was supported on another level. I was encouraged on another level. So it was important to me to make that known in my prayer. And we know that God answers prayers. We don't know when that answer is going to come, but I immediately felt like when I stepped into the sanctuary that He answered my prayer with "It is well in my soul." And I feel so full of awe that, well, I shouldn't. I'm going to say I shouldn't, but I feel so full of awe that He really understands where I am in this moment in my life and where I want to get to. Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. I'm just gonna say that it was a beautiful thing. So I'm just, like I said, this is just a quick vlog because I felt like I needed to say it to someone. I fully felt the pouring of God's Spirit on me, and those things that I prayed to Him about, I fully trust and believe that He either has taken care of them for me or that He is equipping me to be ready to take care of those things. So this is a message to whoever this shared message of mine is for, is that God has never left you nor forsaken you. You need to position yourself to hear Him, to feel Him, and to allow Him to guide you. You need to be available to that. And I think that actually that was a part of the sermon. Are you available for God's pouring of His Spirit on you? And the pastor talked about people being available to religion, available to rituals, available to everything else except for God's Spirit. The Spirit is not quiet, and we overlook the Spirit a lot. You know, we say the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, we overlook that a lot. We think that it's just something that's there, but the Spirit is active. The Spirit is moving constantly. And you just have to be available for it. So I felt welcomed back into God's presence when I stepped in the sanctuary. I got confirmation from the song, It Is Well in My Soul. I got confirmation from the sermon about being available for the pouring of God's Spirit on you. So today, Sunday, March the 5th of 2023, I have given myself back over to God, and I am making sure that I am positioning myself to be available for the pouring of the Holy Spirit of God. And that's my quick vlog today. I hope that it encouraged someone on this journey to becoming the very best version of yourself. You have to be open to hearing things that may not be the most favorable when it comes to maybe something you've done, something you've said, the way you've acted, or the way you're feeling. But being available to God and the pouring of His Holy Spirit and positioning yourself to do so on this journey, it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and it's something that I just feel like I'm so happy that today I got up to go to church. I know that the enemy, the devil, I'm just gonna say it, did not want me to go to church today. With the things that I've been dealing with, I needed to go, but let me tell you the first thing that happened. I said yesterday I was going to church today. Number two, I was up, but I didn't feel like getting out of the bed. So I got out a little bit later than I planned on getting out so I can be ready at church on time, and I didn't. Number three, I had the service time wrong because they changed the service time, and I thought that I was going to be super late, but I still was going. Number four, I couldn't fit any of the slacks that I wanted to fit to wear to church today. So I was getting discouraged, but what I did was I actually had some dressier leggings, some Spanx leggings, a nice dressy type, and I'm looking business casual going to church like I'm going to work. However, I made it to church, and when I got in my car, I was like, let me just look at church online first until I get there, and it hadn't even started. So I knew that I was on the right path and it was meant for me to go to church today. So I'm so glad that I went. I feel so good in my heart, in my spirit, in my soul. You guys, let me tell you, I feel so good today that I went, and I tithe in God knows how long it's been, but I did that today. It felt good. I felt cheerful giving my tithes and offerings, and I feel good. I feel good about what's coming next for me. I feel good about getting back in God's presence. I feel good about returning to my routine that feeds my spirit and my soul. So yeah, that's today's vlog. I hope it wasn't too long, and I hope I didn't bore you, but I really hope that if this message was for you, maybe you need to go back to church. Maybe you need to get around a body of believers, because the spirit in the sanctuary was so beautiful. Like, it was amazing. So yeah, again, that's the vlog today. I'm sorry that this is so long. I feel so good. I felt so just all over the place earlier, and I was gonna make this vlog before I went into church, but I was just like, I'm just in a mood or a feeling, and so I just left not too long ago, and now I'm about to just go and run some errands, and I feel great. So I hope that this vlog speaks to you, and I hope that you can feel just as great as I feel when you go back to church or when you do something that feeds your spirit and your soul. So the message again for today is that on this journey to the very best version of yourself, you need to identify those things that are giving you turmoil, or maybe that's just too big of a word, but identify those things that you need to do that you don't have an answer to or someone to go to. And my suggestion is that you turn back to the one who's never left you, and that's God. So yeah, that is the vlog for today. So I hope that you have a great day. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to get more things that will help you on your self-improvement journey to become the very best version of yourselves. Bye guys.